the time into that, and like nobody wanted to play it. And I was like, dude, this smacks the crap out of like everything in the meta. Like it's really strong. Like you don't lose to Garbodor because Turtonade. And Sam played it, and then we all made day two. And then I think I was out with Sam, and I just remember running into Pram at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm not kidding. It's like 5:30 in the morning, and we're all just like drunk out of our minds, hanging out. Sam and Pram are finals.
I love it.
I
That's how it
gained a
should
newfound
be.
respect for those boys that day.
That's how it should be. No, dude, drinking gives you extra powers.
Dude,
That's what happened.
100%.
happened
I told
at
you,
Portland.
fucking Zach. Welcome back, everyone, to the #1 Pokemon podcast in the world. This is Faded Town. I'm your boy, Kevin. We got the hot boy, Zach. We have a special guest for you today. He's known as the Flea, or the King of the Bee Sting, the Uncle Sam of the TCG, Rahul Reddy. Welcome to the show.
What up, dude?
What's up, guys?
How's it
How's your
going,
day?
man?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Other than your house
Yeah, other than my
flooded on
basement
you.
flooding. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, so you just recently moved back to DC, correct?
Yeah, I'm back home.
Okay, all right, back home. I know last time we spoke, you were at a hometown regional, and now you're moving to a hometown worlds. Fucking
Hometown advantage, dude.
must be nice. Must be nice. Only if you.
Yeah, and like last time, I like did test it all and like showed up with bees, and I was like, I'll be fine. And then I bubbled 10th, so here we are.
Hey, get over
Darn
the game.
shucks.
Don't tell us. I'm just too good.
Bro,
Yeah,
I had finals. I literally took like a final exam, picked up Sam's dumbass from the airport, and then I went to take my thing.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. Well.
That's
Well,
hilarious.
now if you could just get that flooding fixed, you'll be well rested for fucking the tournament next month.
Right? So when let's just jump into this. So you just graduated, right? You're
Yeah.
just a student, right?
Yeah,
You're
now I'm
not.
a bum.
You're just a pub now.
Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
joining.
You're living the dream.
Living the dream. Yep. Like what do I do?
But you do what is it, coaching like all the other people? Okay.
Yeah, well, I haven't like gotten back like so during the actual school year because of the time constraints on because I took 19 credits this last semester and then I had like I had like traveling a bunch, so like a lot of the time I would not coach for the money, but like if I had a certain client that I know like really needs it, or like I was like staying with them like once a week, I did that.
Okay.
Like Regan, I did like once in a while because like I already work with him all the time. And then I did another kid, Tristan, who I do them every week, and he's like a really good kid, and I love their family. But like otherwise, I didn't really pick up any new clients. But now that I'm like full-time bum, I took like a 2-week break because like I really don't want to like immediately like finish NAIC and jump right into Pokemon when we have nothing for the new set yet.
Nothing.
Kind
I
of.
mean, it's all speculation.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to like kind of get on your theory building like
Right,
early, right?
Yeah, we should be starting, but like I don't think it's like necessarily healthy to just like go straight into it. Like take a little bit of time for yourself, you know. Like we've got 6 weeks, or like a little bit under 6, but like, so I took like 2 weeks off to just like play other video games and just like, you know, dick around a little bit.
Get addicted or what?
Nice, yeah.
A little bit.
What have you been playing?
Minecraft is where I started.
Oh my God.
Purple Cliff got me out of that Pixel
God
Monster.
damn it!
Oh,
God
man.
damn it!
Purple
I told him that shit was trash. I hate it. Fuck.
It's cathartic. Dude. It's like 3 in the morning, and I'm just like listening to that nice music, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Running around just hatching stupid eggs.
Yeah.
No.
And then I've been playing a lot of that Teamfight Tactics game that just came out.
Okay.
Because I played a lot of auto chess when it dropped. The story is actually kind of funny. So I played Dota a bunch in high school, and so my group like kind of stuck together. And so occasionally I'll jump on when they need a fifth, and I'll be like, "Yo, I'm in. Like, we're gonna lose this game because I suck." And they were like, "Hey, we're playing this new game called Auto Chess. Come play with us." And I was like, "I played." And then like one day I logged back on, and I was like, "I'm gonna play this game alone and see what happens." And I like got like super into it, and then I jumped in a Discord one of the other times, and my friend's girlfriend was like, "I told you he'd get addicted. This is definitely like a whole game for sure." And I'm like, "Fuck, they're on."
Damn it! Those fucking they can watch your shit. They can see when you're playing.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And now it's like until like 6, 7 in the morning. Sometimes I'm like myself off at like 3 or 4 because like we just keep going, dude. I'm like one more. I'm like, yeah, I'll just like I can't end on like a fifth through eighth finish. Like I got to go to bed, or like I'm like I can't just end on a win. That's boring.
I can't just.
I gotta have a winning
end on a win.
streak.
Yeah, I gotta have like 10 wins, and then I'm good to go.
I gotta play something meaty, and then I'll do well again, and I'm like, shit, dude, I gotta do something bad.
Oh my god.
So that's been unfortunate. So if I do bad at Worlds, I'm gonna blame TFT entirely.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah, 100%.
get your shit
And all the people
together,
who played
Raul.
this
Come
football.
on.
Yeah.
Well, what else you got planned for the day, other than playing that fucking game, TFT?
Well, I like started doing all my job applications, all that good stuff. I went to the library, checked out a bunch of books on the GMATs, gonna start studying for my
Okay,
master's.
alright.
So, because like I mean, I've 23 years of my life, and all I've done is school pretty much. So it's what I know how to do.
Would you graduate in? Like, what was your major?
Economics and finance.
Okay, and you're
So I'm a math and numbers
Good.
guy.
That's why that's why
you
you're
just
good.
get
That's why
your
you're good at
master's in
Pokemon.
that.
Yeah, I was just gonna jump back into economics, get that
Yeah.
shit done. You know, fix the economy,
Fix-
probably,
yeah.
maybe not.
Probably not. Probably not. Good
Probably
luck.
not.
Rahul Reddy for
Hey.
president in what is it, 2030?
Yeah, dude.
As long as he gets rid of my student loans, that's fine.
Gang, dude.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, but that's pretty much,
Fair enough.
what I'm up to. The game plan is to start building decks and start theory modding stuff because I've like have a couple of stupid ideas for Worlds so far, but like nothing concrete or like I haven't played a game yet, and like
Yeah.
theory can only take you
Right.
so far, especially
Right.
with a new format.
Well, how
Right.
what's like the craziest deck idea you've seen with the new cards? Like if you're building a deck strictly from like you're kind of tossing out the old, what's from the new set that you're like, yo, this is fucking out of the box.
That Alolan Executor deck seems kind of weird. I haven't like built it myself, but like that new the new Executor GX or whatever.
Oh yes,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, with a bunch of
Yeah.
evolutions and stuff. Like it seems cool. I just like don't know how I'd build it. I think there's like potential, and like another deck that I think is really cool that I also haven't built, but I've seen a couple of lists floating around is like the Dark Box.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Like
That's in that.
Weavile GX plus
It looks
Naganadel plus
busted.
friends. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
A deck that I want to try really badly, but I like don't know where to start. Also, is like a Fighting Dojo type deck, because I think Fighting Dojo is really good, and like because Pikarom is good, and because I think Dark is going to be good, by proxy, Fighting
I
should
agree.
be good.
I agree 100%.
On
100%.
paper.
But like we lost Nestball, which actually just like I didn't realize how much it bones decks until I started building decks.
Yeah,
Nestball being gone
100%.
sucks.
It's horrible.
That's
Like anything that doesn't have like 60 HP, yeah, is like really hard to get out now. Like what are you gonna? How you have to naturally find it through draw. Like
Yeah,
I got Cynthia for my fucking Sneasel or whatever. I'm like, this
you gotta
is
play. You just have to play
horrible.
extra Pokemon, fucking 4 Pokemon communications, but that's not.
Yep.
That's not good.
It's not optimal.
Right? No,
lists are getting
no.
tight. Like every time
Yeah.
I'm building a list, I'm like, I built a skeleton for, I think deck. I forget what deck it was off the top of my head, but I did this like a week ago, and I was like looking at it. I'm like, all right, I put everything I want in this list. What am I at? I'm at 82 cards. And I was like, how the hell am I getting it? I literally looked at it and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I just like closed the tab and I was like, I said save tab, close it. And I was like, I'll get tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the- That's hilarious.
82.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
looking
my
at.
god. Yeah.
I've decided. Pretty sure I'm just gonna play Dragonite GX 100%.
That card seems good. It
I
does.
think I play with Syllable and Welder engine, and just Welder 3CE kill everything. That's my thought process. One Welder, a 3CE, and then 270.
You heard it here first.
Yep.
All right.
That's
That's gonna be the world's winning deck.
I guess Dragonite's one of the new decks coming out. I think the one to like really watch out for that nobody has been like talking about, but like we all know is probably good is the Mewtwo
Yeah.
deck.
Mewtwo's
Like
good.
the toolbox.
Like busted.
Like nobody has talked about it. But like I feel like it has to be good, right?
The ability is busted.
Yeah,
Every
like
time I read
has-
it, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
you
disgusting.
I mean, you
you play like
you-
any
you can
version
tackle
too. Like you can
fucking
play Welder.
anything, dude. It's ridiculous. Like, okay, let me just throw this stage 2 into my discard, and I can
put it
now
in-
attack with it.
Yeah. You can even like I've seen it in Pikarom. I've seen it in like
Nagquack.
Nagquack. I've seen it in Reshi. I've seen it in Dark Box. Like people
Yeah.
are putting into like fairy decks too.
Yeah.
Like you can run any engine with it because like you can just the ability's insane.
Yeah, the ability is crazy. Like I was just thinking, like expanded, like
Just expand is going to be.
I'm done. I don't even want to do that.
I'm just gonna play
horrible.
bees. You guys can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna take one out of your playbook. I'm just playing bees. Fuck it.
I might play.
I'm just gonna show up, put a Mewtwo in my deck, get the fuck in there.
100% Mewtwo, exactly. Dude, I was playing it online. I'm like, this seems a little like not as good. Not as good. Not with
Everyone's
everything.
got 800.
Dude, I know it's 270. I'm like,
900.
You don't even two-shot shit. I'm like, okay, maybe.
Let's wait until we start Dynamaxing, and then we're like 500 HP.
By 4V.
and it's a Totodile. It's like,
oh my god, you're hitting for weakness. You're still hitting half the fucking HP, or less than half.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's this? What about this Bayheem? What do you think about that?
I think the card is incredibly broken,
Bayheem,
but I don't know how you would build it, because like I think that is the list where I got the 82 cards, and I was just like,
what is?
Because like it is.
It's
So its attack is for a triple colorless. It does 90, and your opponent is item locked, and it shuffles the Behemoth and all cards attached back into the deck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
dude, it's fucking busted. So you're keeping your 3 CE, and you're fucking just shuffling. You're just recycling.
All right.
The problem in my mind is like how fast you're going to get the setup up, and what walls are you going to use? Because we lost a lot of good walls.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue is that like retreating is an issue. Like it is a very. I tried a Silvally build, and it just sucked. Because like the walls, there's a couple of good walls. Like Wheezing seems pretty good. This seems pretty good, but like then you only have 4 switch, and then you're out of switching.
Yeah.
Well,
you have what's it called? The I mean, we have essentially the new Floatstone. What's that fucking new one?
U-turn board.
Yeah, U-turn board. That seems pretty.
But it does
dope.
the same thing as like. It does the same thing as a skateboard, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's different because you can't. U-turn board. You can't retreat under sleep or any status effect. Yeah. But
so
when it goes,
unless you're getting knocked out.
When it goes to the discard pile, it just comes back to your hand.
Yeah. I think the card's good. I mean, like the thing with Behemoth is I think it's going to be good, and I think someone's going to find a way to break it. I hope it's me.
I got you, dude. After I finished my Dragonite list.
Yeah, I think.
But there's got to be like something to do. Like I'm sure like we have the new Keldeo that's a wall.
Exactly.
So
I was thinking the Keldeo,
but he's got 2 retreat, I think.
Really?
Oh my god.
I don't know. Everything with 2 retreat just like makes me like be like I can't play this.
Yeah, it's tough.
100%.
Is there anything with free retreat anymore? We lost Coco, right?
We lost Coco. That's actually really bad. Yeah.
I don't know.
We did lose Coco.
That's horrible. I'm trying to think, like, does anything good have free retreat?
The best idea I've had so far is like the Barrier Shrine Alolan Ninetales.
Okay.
Because like you could, that also like kind of deals with Absol too, because it's a stage 1.
Yeah.
But like on the same token, it's like, what if they're just playing like non-GX stuff? Like, how do I deal with Malamar? Has been obviously the biggest thing on my mind. Like, the Malamar's probably just smacked the crap out of me.
Yeah, you play like
they don't need items
after what Giratina Malamar, like no GXs.
Yeah, well, they don't even need. Like, they didn't care about items once they're set up. Like 4 energies.
Yeah, they're just gonna set up turn 1 and then just pop off on you. Like, what are you gonna do?
Give up.
And you only hit them
up, 90, like, okay, you see it go down, you're like, all right, I'm done. Thanks for the game.
Hey, that happens sometimes. You can't win them.
Oh, I scoop sometimes on turn 2. I'm just like done.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
I'm dead. 100% you think you play like that Latios shit where you're like, okay, GX, you can't use your GX anymore.
Like the Behemoth deck is like a cool idea in my mind, but like I don't think it's a day 1 or open play, because you need to know what meta you're playing into to figure out what your walls are.
Right. Well,
so like in day 1, I think it's going to be like a literal jungle, and then the open is also like no cut, which is really annoying. So like for both of that, like you can't really go in expecting to, not tie. In day 2, you can afford to take 2 ties or a loss, which is kind of fine. So like if you know what your meta is after seeing day 1, you can kind of high roll. Like that's why I played Banette last year. Like I saw a bunch of Buzzgarb Shrine do well day 1, and a lot of Rayquaza do well day 1, and Buzzrock, and Banette beats all 3 of those decks, and I didn't see Zoroark do very well day 1. So I was like, if Zoroark kind of like is on the decline, then like this deck is a really good meta call, and so that's why I made the meta call I did, and like I didn't hit any Zoroark, which is good for me, but I like drew kind of badly in 2 matchups that I should have won.
But net Garbodor, dude. Come on. Yeah.
We lose Garb. That's crazy.
Well, like, would you do, or if you did play day one? Obviously, you're not, because like you fucking do all the bullshit. Yeah.
You're a special events god.
Would you
special
ever
events god
ever
right here?
Going to game day two?
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
Changing decks. If you're changing decks
change
from
your
day
deck
one to
going
day
into
two.
day two?
It depends, I think, because like a lot of the times, like you get that confidence after day one in your deck, because like it carried you that far. So like, if in like a certain player's mind, it's kind of like once you get that confidence with the deck, that's the biggest thing you can ask for. Like confidence is like actually what carries you the largest way, which is like what I struggle with a lot as a player. So like, if you like are confident in your deck after day one, like a lot of the time people don't switch, but I know cases where people have like what they think a busted day two play is. Like Grant, I think in 2017 made it through day one with Decidueye.
Right.
And then for day two, he switched to Mega Scizor.
Oh shit.
And he, I think, went like 2-5, but like another Mega Scizor got like 11.
Oh, okay. So
like
he had the right mindset.
I
Yeah,
remember,
like, for example,
I
in
remember that shit, and I was hyping up Mega Scizor. I fucking love that deck.
I remember like in 2017, I like was fully intent on playing Mega Ray for day one. But I like scared myself back into playing Bees, and I think Bees was still the right call for the tournament. But like, had I played Mega Ray day one and made it through to day two, I would have 1,000% switched to Bees. There was no question in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. See, I think that it is super hard, because if you go like 8-0 fucking day one, it's like, can I really switch?
Yeah, like the next day you have to win like 4 games. You have to go 4-2-1 effectively to get money, and like that's a lot of money on the landing at 4-2-1.
Right.
So like,
well, I mean,
if you can.
Well, what's determined a money match? Like what you're like, at what points? Like if you're, say you go 8-0 in day one, you're making day two. You said you have to go 4-2 to get
4-2-1.
4-2-1. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of people last year ID'd at 4-2, which was one of the things that people kind of like get on me about, because I didn't ID at 4-2 because I saw everyone IDing at 4-2, and I knew mathematically that if they ID'd, I would bubble out.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You can.
So you have to know. You have to know.
I asked everyone around me, like, are you IDing? And like a lot of people said no, and then it's like I was like, okay, maybe we can ID, and I started setting up anyway. And as soon as they said round start, like 10 people stood up and left, and I was like, shit.
Gotta play.
Can't do it.
Because like I had Alex Shemansky who was running the Shemanskys, they were running a spreadsheet, so they knew exactly everyone's resistances.
See? Damn, dude.
Of course they were. Of course they were. Oh my god.
It's super easy to do in day two, honestly, because you already have all the pairing system.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. But they're like, what the fuck, guys? They got their parents are working the event. They got inside information and shit.
Oh, it's not like that.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Leaks.
It was a like last year was Worlds is like it's a tough time because like people like I think Tord has never top 32'd. I don't think Stefan has ever top 32'd. I don't think Ryan Stablehouse is a prime example. He didn't qualify this year because he took a break here, but the man has qualified for 11 Worlds before this, and he never top 32'd.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen Ryan Stablehouse at all this year.
So you would say Worlds is definitely the hardest tournament of the year?
Yeah, like it's last year was the first year that I auto qualified for day two, and I started 0-2, and like I'm not gonna lie to you when I say like my mental state was like in the dumpster as soon as I started 0-2.
Yeah,
like
I bet.
Like for me, I was thinking like it's another year. Like I'm shitting the bed again at Worlds. Like what am I doing wrong? And like I was like get all sorts of things. And like I had a talk with I forgot who but they were just like like it's just like soul crushing. That's why like Saturday isn't like the party night sometimes because like people need that night to just like shake it off sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like you work hard all year. You're like in day two you're a lot of people who auto day two you're like some of the best in your region. Like you're spent all year dominating tournaments, and you show up and then get a hard reality check.
Well, I mean, but going into day two, like straight into day two, not having that rhythm in day one, do you think that affects you? You know, like if you're not, you don't have the fire, like you're saying, you know, like you don't have that consistency or the confidence going in to day two because you're pretty much just cold wall, fucking, okay, let's go into it, fresh tournament.
I think it's a 50-50.
Okay.
Like every year we see like one or two people from day one like break through,
right,
and make a good finish. I forget which year was like the most notable one where like not a single day oneer made top 16 even.
Oh, fuck.
I forget which year. It was a crit, but like every year there's a couple of day oneers that break through. It's the same concept as like the old school like last chance qualifier grinder that used to exist.
Yeah.
Like everyone who made it through, there'd always like one or two people who'd like break through and have a really big finish because they had a good deck.
Right.
Yeah.
And like one night is not enough time for me to figure out like what this guy made it through day two with. Like maybe I know the deck, but I don't know what the cards in it are.
Yeah, and not the plays. Yeah. Yeah.
Like last year, I'm really good friends with the New York squad, but like I respected their privacy to keep their Rayquaza deck secret. They had a really good Rayquaza deck that we had worked on together for a little bit, but they like switched it up before Worlds. I was like, we had the puzzle idea going in, and they played like a weird baton build, and nobody expected the batons, so they like ran through day one.
Okay.
Like Buzzrock was free if you have batons.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like day two, they struggled a little more because people like figured out they had batons, and like day two Buzzrocks were playing Blower and Zygarde EX and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So one to day two does give me like an insane advantage. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah.
it's really cool being there, but like a lot of the time you just have to kind of say like fuck it and full send something.
Yeah.
And like whatever happens. And like a lot of the time, like especially with a new format like this, like nobody knows what the fuck's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah. No.
Like nobody really has a brain trust like DDG does. So like you don't have like 6 of the best players sitting in one room working together.
Yeah. When we
And, like
You got
for these guys, they're probably going to meet up like a week or two ahead of time in boot camp.
you got Sam and Jose.
the one
My
guy
boys.
who doesn't even know what like DC's.
I like Jose. Jose
Sam doesn't
is
know what
solid.
cards
Jose
do.
is solid.
Jose's
Sam,
just trying to make Rayquaza work the whole time.
and then you're over here like
Sam's like sitting there looking at the cards. He's like, you know what? Let's go get pina coladas.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. This year's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, you do just fine. You do just fine.
Being here early being here and not having to go anywhere or travel makes it a lot easier for me because I do like to travel like a week before Worlds every time.
Dude, yeah, that's right. Like how far are you from the venue?
The driving wise like 40 minutes, but like driving into DC's actual hell, don't ever
Okay.
do that. Like nobody's worst enemy. I would
So
wish
what
that.
are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hop on the metro.
All right, okay, there you go. So you're staying at home.
The metro's
you're
the
staying at
move.
home. You got a fucking hometown advantage. Like
Well, I'm gonna get a hotel in the city because I don't want to like. I already booked a hotel because I don't want to come home late at night and bother my parents.
oh, okay. All right.
Because they still work, you know, like we're all bums, but
no, we're all.
Don't lie. You know you did it because you don't want to go home and bother your parents drunk. Like just add drunk
That's also true.
to that. Like okay, that makes more sense.
yeah, I can't show up faster
Like,
than I'd be
"Hey,
like,
Mom
can't pick you up
and
at the metro station at like
Oh
midnight.
fuck no!
Oh,
You're
no.
gonna be that random ass guy that's peeing on the fucking metro.
He's pretty good on NAIC. Though. We had a good time.
I'm very like coherent as a drunk.
yeah, he was fine. It was great.
Almost as a dance battle involved.
But some people in my room weren't so fine. It's just,
Oh yeah, let's hear about that. I'm so
Unfortunate.
sad that I fucking didn't get to go. I want to hear about these stories you guys have been fucking
oh,
chatting about.
let's start with Andy Gray coming in our room while we're all testing. We're literally all testing. No, well, we're all looking at baby.
It's like
Cloud.
10:30 p.m. like the night before the event, so everyone's kind of like zoning in. We're all like kind of like crunch time, like in one of those like spy movies where everyone's just like quiet, like music.
I know,
going.
I've seen
like
it. There's like 6 people fucking huddled around 2 other people playing the decks. Yeah.
And it's just like dead silent. You could cut the air with it, like the tension with a knife.
Did
And
you
Andy
hear?
just goes, "Bah, bah, 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 bah."
Cops were at the door. I'm like, holy shit!
We just like freak out.
Open
Andy
the
walks in,
door.
he's like,
Go
hey
ahead.
man, like, I wanted to know if anyone wanted to play any games. And we're like, maybe Andy, like, are you gonna be playing Lost March? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing Lost March. We're like, maybe Andy. And then he goes, also, I don't have any cards for a Lost March deck. Can I borrow a
Oh
whole
my
deck to play with you
God.
guys? And we were just,
He's like, I'll get your binders. Like, I'll make it. We're like, so you want us so you can play like 2 games? He's like, yeah, my deck's across the street. Like, I just don't want to walk over there.
and we were just like, Andy.
Andy, go away. Go
Yeah.
away.
I forget who said it too, because like nobody wanted to say it, and then someone was just like, Andy, no.
You just shut the door.
Like Andy's a nice guy and all, but like he was drunk and he's very socially awkward sometimes.
Oh my god.
It was hilarious.
It
He's
was
like,
so funny. As soon as he left, we were all just like, "What the fuck just happened?"
let me build a deck from all your guys'
Dude.
cards so I can play.
I
a
remember
game.
Worlds last year. I got fucked up, and I was like fucking sitting there talking to him for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I've seen him multiple regions. Yeah, Andy Gray. Yeah, and I've seen him multiple regional sets. He's like, I don't know who you are. I'm like, okay, all right then, bud. I'm like, Andy, what's up? He's like, hey, God. I'm like, okay, cool.
He's doing his best.
Thanks.
Whatever it may be.
Thanks, man. Bought you a fucking drink for nothing, God damn it.
But then, like, the second night at NAIC, I don't know.
We were playing a lot of Mafia. That was fun.
I didn't play that. This is bullshit. I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. Where'd you go?
I was in the room playing beer pong still.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't go to that.
Yeah, you left me, dude. I should have went.
Oh, yeah. We had like a bunch of people. Oh, no, that was not the second. Yeah.
The second night wasn't as fun. I should have went with you. I fucked up.
Like, we were beer pong table shut up, and then like all of a sudden, like 20 people showed up.
Like 30 people in this tiny room. I'm like,
and like I was like, where did all these people? Like someone was like, hey, like, is it okay if my one friend comes? My one friend comes, and like each person brought like 4 or 5 people. Yeah. So like we had like 30 people in a small room, and like I like went outside to grab something from my room, and then like I like looked at the door, and I was like, I'm not knocking. I'm just leaving.
I'm out of here.
And so I just walked. I had a text from Jeremy Jown saying, hey, we're at Gasworks. Come through for a little bit. So I go there. I hang out with everybody, and then some of the New York crew rolled up, and we rolled up to a Latino bar, and then I just fucking salsa'd for like till 3 a.m.
Fucking spot, dude. You fit right in.
I sat in a room with 30 guys, smelly ass room, playing beer pong. Fucking Kitty Britton walks in. He goes, "Why?" It was like me and I think Peter, and he's like, "It's 2 adults," and then there's like a bunch of children, maybe.
Yeah, we got smashed.
You guys fucking let in all the fucking seniors and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, come
bro, not bad.
Come hang out with us.
Chill. No.
It was the second night was a little bit weaker on the party front because I think like I don't know. I think everyone was just like tired.
Yeah, someone hit up me and Sam at like it was like 1:50, and they're like, "Hey, come to Gasworks." I'm like, "Dude, I'm pretty sure it closes at 2."
It
Like,
did close at 2, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "We're not going."
We were all at Gasworks, and they were going to like the Latino bars because like all the lights turned on, and they were just like I was like, "Oh, the lights turned on. That means it's done. Like that's a wrap."
I was like, "This is horrible."
You're like, get the fuck out of
here.
Yeah,
the first night when that happened, I'm like, in Vegas, we would have been here till 8 a.m.
No,
like.
Oh yeah, I would have stayed out the first night if we could.
Pokemon Smart. They're like, no, we can't have people being out for 24 hours. You know,
it's other.
This is like a funny tangent story. Fort Wayne Regionals 2017. Okay. This is the regionals where Sam took my deck list in line of the Starbucks and built it. We were the last 2 people to turn our deck list because he was building the deck as we were walking up. He got second. So I built this like 6 Turbo Turtles deck. And I wanted people to play it and no play it. I was like, this deck is good. I put like 50 games into it, which is a lot.
Like for me.
Yeah, that was a Smith deck.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I put a lot of time into that, and like nobody wanted to play it. And I was like, dude, this smacks the crap out of like everything in the meta. Like it's really strong. Like you don't lose to Garbodor because turn 8. And Sam played it, and then we all made day 2. And then I think I was out with Sam, and I just remember running into Pram at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm not kidding. It's like 5:30 in the morning, and we're all just like drunk out of our minds hanging out. Sam and Pram were finals.
I love it.
I gained a newfound respect for those boys that day.
That's how it should be. No, dude, drinking gives you extra powers. That's what happened.
100%. I told you, fucking Zach. I fucking told you. He didn't want Portland.
At Portland. I was like, I don't want to do anything, dude. And he's like, nah, dude, let's go get one drink. And I was like,
I knew.
Dude, we have the tournament in the morning. He's like, we gotta mix it up. You tried this sleeping thing before. It doesn't work very well. We gotta mix it up. So we go to this fucking bar that's like some hole in the wall down the street.
Little dive bar that's down the street from our hotel.
And fucking we're there till I don't know 5 in the morning or something. Fucking gone.
Something like that.
And then I go to the tournament. I go like fucking 602, and I come in 4th. I was like, hey, we take
easy peasy.
I got him fucked up though. So like we ordered our first round. He's like, all right, just the one beer. I'm like, shots. Let me get some shots. some fucking Jameson. Probably like 4 or 5 shots later, another 4 beers. He's like, we're fucked up. We're stumbling back to the hotel. Luckily, we walked. Oh my god, we had our buddies meet us there, so we all fucking walked with their suitcases and shit up the street. Like, all right.
But you know my rule. Like, I do not deny free alcohol. Man. If
It's a good rule, honestly.
I'll take it. We're gonna have fun. All right.
Yeah. He was hungover as shit though. It was funny to watch.
I was not. I was good. And I was. And I got 4.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
Yeah, and you got 4.
I think I posted out like I got shit faced. I was still gonna win this tournament. I always do that. Like I'm always like I'm winning the tournament. And one day it's gonna work. I'm gonna be like, God.
Yeah, when it works, you're gonna be a genius.
Like this guy's got the fucking.
I told
he's in the frame. Oh man.
All right, let's get back to
Pokemon related shit. Yeah, Pokemon related shit. That was a nice rant though.
Oh, I'm looking at your limit list. 2017, pretty decent.
Or it popped off in 2017. What do you mean?
Oh no, I'm looking at 2016, 2017.
Yeah, it popped off, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, third, fourth.
I made it 4 regionals.
Yeah, but where's your worlds? All right, I don't see anything.
Unfortunate.
Bad?
Can that be said that it doesn't matter what you do during the season if you don't do well at Worlds, it doesn't mean anything, right? Like you make playoffs, but if you lose your first round of the playoffs, you're fucking scrub.
Yeah, I think it's like a yes and no because like the ICs get a little more weight to it now, so it's kind of like you have 5 chances to prove yourself throughout the year.
Okay. Yeah, but do you feel like let's put it in perspective. If Jimmy and fucking Caleb just shit the bed at Worlds, was like this season meant nothing? Like it was stupid?
No, they had incredible seasons, but like they won't be talked about as highly as say like Gustavo does well at Worlds this year.
Yeah.
Even a top 32 finish, like even a top 32 finish added with his already IC win, people are going to be like, yeah, Gustavo had an insane year. Like as soon as Worlds ends, people are going to talk about Worlds. They're not going to talk about the last 4 regionals.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like, why haven't you seen Jimmy and Caleb's names for a while?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
People haven't talked about them. They both did pretty mediocre at NAIC. I don't think they got points. Like we're out here like I
don't think so.
The DDG name hasn't been as strong in the last couple of weeks because like it's recency bias. Like like Kevin was saying, like you could be like popping off early season, but then like you just end up being the Bengals and losing in the playoffs first round every time.
Exactly,
like,
you're fucking shit. Then you look and you're like, God damn it, we were so good during the regular season, but
like you don't go deeper into the playoffs and be like, yeah, like remember that like first round where like this team was really good and they had the potential to take it all down. No, you're thinking about the 4 teams that are left.
Exactly.
Yeah. So top 32 is where it's at Worlds. If you get the top 32, you had a decent outing, right?
Yeah, top 32 is like you finished top 25% in the remaining people left in the best players in the world.
Those are the best players in the world. Yeah. Well, all right, I like that.
That's still really hard to do. Like top 32 seems easy, but like no, dude, it's tough.
So your 16, 17 years suck. Anyway.
Oh man, you fucking
17, 18 season.
Cut him deep. No. I agree with you though. Like, you can't downplay what you do during the season because it's not really the same. You know, each tournament's kind of like something new. Each regional's something different, but it all is a cute.
You still got to give props where props is due, but like if you can't close out the season, then it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, mainly because you're playing with the best of the best, especially in day 2, right? It's like everybody's going for fucking glory. So if you
have what Pokemon for this season, be it there may be a way to game the system like I've been doing, but be it Pokemon has dictated that these are your best like 50 players that are auto debuting.
Yeah.
And so by this year's standards, these are your best 50 players, and they're automatically there waiting for you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's true. It's tough.
Because at an IC, you don't like. There's a chance of them.
But you're at NAIC, you're playing against Pokédeads and shit that are just fucking joining for fun.
But you never know. You never know what they play, man. They play that scary.
The rogue shit. Yeah, they play the rogue shit.
Worlds, like so, like an example of an IC is like you can hope to maybe like even in day 2 rounds, your opponents make mistakes that they don't think is a mistake, but you know is a mistake as a player who's like got a lot of experience. Right. But in day 2 of Worlds, you can't expect that same.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you have to give your opponents respect, which is My motto is usually when I play against someone, I don't give them any respect until they give me a reason to give them respect as a player.
Like it. I like it.
Like you have to play fearlessly. You can't like assume they have X, Y, and Z. You can't assume they're gonna make you play all the time.
This guy, you sit down, you're like,
I did that to
trash.
you.
You're trash.
Remember, I played against you, and I
Like,
greens for Lieutenant Surge. I'm like, this fool ain't got shit.
Judge.
I'm just like sitting there waiting. I'm like, that's his last greens. Judge, and you're like, fuck.
Fuck. I'm like,
I mean, you have to play without like you can't give like. Say you're sitting across the table from me, Azul, like Jimmy. You can't be like, I'm against these guys. They're gonna make the right play every time. No, we're human too. We fuck up.
Right.
Like, you have to play fearlessly and play like your game. Like that's my play style. I play like it's calculated aggression.
I don't know. I've played against Jimmy. He's like a fucking robot.
Jimmy's wild.
Same thing with Caleb. Caleb's a fucking
Both
robot
are very
too.
calculated.
And the like when I play against Jimmy, I feel like he adapts very well. Like when because I played Blastoise against him, and I got the King Draw like late game, and like I'm like I don't think he has any answer to this. But then like he fucking flipped the whole thing and ended up decking me out, and I was like, oh,
that's a good sign of a really top player. Like adapting mid game and mid set is like really impressive. Like game one, that's why I play with no respect, because game one I try to make you burn as many cards as possible, so I know how you're going to play and what cards you're gonna have. Like, I'm very very historically prone to losing game ones. But games 2 and 3, I usually just pick it up. I never tie. I don't tie unless I want to.
I don't tie either. I've never had that issue. I know a lot of people that do tie all the time, like Kevin. I just don't get it. Just fucking scoop or something. Move on.
You gotta scoop. You gotta know.
I don't know. There's times it's like I'll win game 1, and then I fucking like I'm playing a long ass fucking game 2, and I end up taking a loss when I in my head I'm like, dude, I have a shot to win. There is always a shot to win, but I just hold on to it. I'm like, I gotta fucking.
That's what you're playing for. Like there was a game I played against Xander, and game 1 I looked at my hand and I didn't really like it. I was playing Beast, he's playing Espeon Gerb. I looked at my hand, he went Ultra Ball, Lele, Bridget, and I scooped up my cards immediately. Didn't even draw my card for turn, didn't do shit. I'm not playing this game.
Yeah, sometimes like I feel like you have to do that. Like I do that. I've done that a lot. Where like I'll look at my next card. I'll go, yeah, let's just try this again.
Yeah.
Or my starting Pokemon's a Lele, and I'm like, yeah, this is dumb. Let's try this again.
Which is that's something with a new format though. Like there's no like without Lele, we don't have as much dependence on it anymore, and there's no Ultra Ball, so like we don't have as many bad starters anymore. Because like decks are gonna be like a lot more thick and like.
Hey, tell your mom to settle down back there. I'm just kidding.
We love her.
It's okay.
Don't tell her.
Don't
tell her I said that.
No, I just over on a Skype call. She's like, "Oh, okay, my bad."
All right, but there is one thing I noticed between all your seasons. You find a deck and you kind of stick to it because you got Zoro Bees in 2016-17. You did 1, 2, 4 tournaments. Then you did Buzz Rock. Yeah. Something with Rock. You did like 8 tournaments with, and then in this one you're just Pikarom for every tournament.
Pretty much, unless it's expanded. Then you're. You did have a Venusaur, which was super cool.
I remember you played that shit. It did good.
It did, but
I should have. I hit 0 Archies, dude. That matchup was 100-0.
That's bad.
You hit 0 on it too.
I had 0 Archies.
No, maybe what'd you finish that tournament? Do you remember?
Top 32.
Top 30. Yeah, dude. I mean,
that's insane.
That's good.
I thought it was.
I hit 4 Rayquazas, dude. Rayquaza is so hard.
Yeah, they hit the numbers. Good luck.
That matchup is bad.
But like, is that like your go-to? You just like, I find something that is good and I'm just gonna play that.
My like attitude towards tournaments, which I've kind of this season's been tougher than others, because my testing group has kind of taken a break, or my friend group has taken a break this year, so I've been left on an island. But usually, like before a tournament, I'll run the gauntlet, and like I'll pretty much just be like, I know that I'm one of the best players in the world with this deck. Can you stop me?
Okay.
Can you give me a reason to not play this deck? And like knowing a deck inside and out will give me. I know exactly. Like I sometimes play really weird tech cards, but like in my mind, if I can utilize that tech card to even win one game, it's already worth it.
I agree.
So like for me, I play like a lot of weird shit tech wise. Like the scoop ups was an idea that we all like came up with kind of, and like I was gonna play that too if I didn't play Baby Blondes. Fuck me.
Talking about that.
But like all the decks I've played kind of are like they're very aggressive decks, but they're not just like pure aggression. They're not like the all in like I'm gonna single out Jose because I know he like plays a lot of like aggressive, just like all in decks. Like his decks are like either I get it or I don't. I'm going to lose or win really quickly.
Yeah.
My decks are all toolbox style, if you've noticed. Like Bees is a very toolbox style deck. The Drum lists I've been playing all season have been very toolbox oriented, where I have options. I like to give myself as many options as possible and play the game how I want to.
But that's
play
also
it.
in part to your play style. So.
Right, I cater to my playstyle with every deck. Every deck that has Lycanroc, I liked having Lycanroc in those decks because it gave me options.
Yeah,
a lot of the Zoroark lists I played towards the back half. I played a lot of things like counter energy Sudowoodo or like counter energy Shaman because like it gave me those options to get with Mallow and like just get in there and do something that like unorthodox. Like yes, like the matchups are a little more defined, and yes, like these decks may not be the best standalone. Like say like Zoroark wasn't the best last year. I think Buzzrock was the best deck for sure for a long while. Yeah. Like you have to know your deck better than anyone else. Like I played Zoroark for NAIC last year. And granted, I did not give a shit about the tournament because I was locked for 16 and I just wanted to have fun. And I had been burnt out from like 6 or 7 weeks of travel. It was my first year going for it, so like I didn't know how much mental stress I would really have.
Yeah.
And I literally like wanted to like not play Pokemon that weekend at all. Like I was just so tired. But like my list that I gave to one of the players I coach, Ryan Antonucci, ended up getting top 8 at the whole event. Like I know the deck was good. I know my techs were good. I was fixated on weakness policy for the event because I knew weakness policy would be good.
Yeah.
Like it's like I can't explain it, but like just based on certain trends and certain like meta reads, I get fixated on the tech card and I know it's going to be good. And like I may be wrong, but I've been right.
Right.
Like for Santa Clara, I like refuse. I told Keon I refuse to play this list if we don't play Hood.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I said. Well, I got coaching and then I played Hood. I was like, and I played Hood once in a game, and I'm like, all right, this makes sense. Like
it didn't do shit to me. Like it did do shit for me. But if Keon did not play the Hood, he would not have won the tournament.
No, he wouldn't have. No way.
He would have lost to Preston in top 8.
Yep, saved him.
Fucking Hood,
and that's where it was at. But
that's kind of like where I let my techs decide what deck I play. If that makes any sense.
Right.
Like Baby Blonde's paper seemed really good for the meta at NAIC. And I still stand by it. Like, yes, it was like one of the worst decks I played ever because of how quickly you can lose your control.
Yeah, I don't think that's any knock on you as a player though. Like you just had fucking bad draws both games.
Yeah, but look at Nate Kaplan. He made top 4 with the deck. It's a good deck for sure. Right. And I think like the 2 losses I had, one was against Bronzong Stall, so like I can't beat that. That's an auto loss. Yeah. I took an early lunch break, got some Subway. And then I donked him one of the games because I just literally went Heat Factory, pop off, kill him.
Yeah.
But then like the 2 ties I had were both ties that I should have won. I played against 2 1-prize decks, and that's something I didn't account for as a player.
Yeah.
I forgot to like account for how long the 1-prize matchup decks should take because like a lot of the time I would win really long game 1s and then just get donked game 2.
Yeah.
And game 3 I'd be in a favorable position and I'd be like fuck. So like I'm very confident I should have made day 2 with Baby Blondes, and I think I could have had a very deep run because the day 2 meta looked very, very good for Baby Blondes.
Yeah, because even John Ang got like 16th or 17th or something. 16, it's like, but I should have beat him. I just don't know out there. If I had the right chances, there's no way he could beat me.
Yeah,
110 HP.
The thing that's different about Worlds, which I really like, is like I don't have to think in my mind like because when I go into a regionals, I usually think about what deck can I play that'll win the tournament? Because I don't care. Like I know it sounds like cocky or whatever, but I don't care about another top 8. I don't care about another fucking trophy in my trophy case. Like I have 14 top 8s at regionals, dude. I don't want to fuck another one. I want to win.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Like I've established myself as a player that is expected at top 8 events.
Yes.
Like my name is not a surprise to anyone if you see it.
Correct.
But like what everyone is waiting for, including myself, more than anything, is a win.
Yeah,
and so whenever you're going to a tournament, I gotta just.
No, you got this.
I just gotta.
You got everything going for you. You got everything going for you.
Yeah, I gotta have that to win. Like that's why in Madison, everyone gave me some shit for at 6'2", I refused to ID.
Okay.
because I knew I had a favorable matchup. I knew he didn't play Mew. He played against Jose earlier in the day, and I mean, like as a person, I have like a very guilty conscience about it. So I actually felt really bad about it when I sat down. I like said no to the ID, but like I need to change that about myself.
No.
I need to stop being. I need to be a competitor for a little bit more than being a homie.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can still be a homie, but have that competitive nature. Just because you don't ID, it's like, dude,
It's tough.
you knew
It's really
you knew there was a
it's
good
really
chance
tough.
of you bubbling out, and that's not the point.
No,
That's not
that's
the
a-
point of the game. You play to
I'm
win.
talking
You
about-
play to win. So
That one.
It wasn't about bubbling. It was about setting himself up to win
better.
the tournament. Other than just both of them making day
Right.
2, he's like, if I know this is a good matchup, and this will put me one step closer to winning the tournament, even though I'm fucking this guy.
I need to change that about myself because I've had a lot of times this year where I've ID'd myself into day 2s, and like, given the record I went day 2, like 2 more match points would have actually put me into top 8.
So,
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to. If you feel like if you're there to win, like that's like you got to go
that
for
killer,
it.
That is
that
something that a lot
killer
of players
instinct.
do need to change. Like these large day 2s are good because players at the bottom can, but like players
tough.
at 19 match points with 1 loss, you're effectively eliminated. People
Yeah.
are not understanding that.
Yeah.
Like you're effectively dead in the water.
Yeah,
and
I went 6-2-1, and I won out. I won 4 straight, and that's the only way I could have made it. I went 4-1 or 4-0-1.
It's
Like,
literally like
I did
it's
not
a,
lose.
it's a tough
so.
ask. It does give players a possibility, which is really good for the game, I think. But like, you have to know as a competitor when to stop doing. Like, I need to stop doing that, like IDing into unless it's a bad matchup. And like, Justin Bakari is another person who like I think is a phenomenal player, but like he also has the same problem, which is why he's never top 8 in regionals in this modern era.
Well,
His like the last top 8 was like 2011 or something.
Well, you can't be salty when somebody does when they do the same, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. In Greensboro, the only Archie Stoice I hit was Jimmy, and he refused to ID, and then I won the flip, and we didn't even draw our cards, and then he offered the ID, and I took it, which I shouldn't have. I should have just clapped him into the like
Yeah,
shadow.
100%.
You should have.
100%.
What the hell?
100%.
After the game, we talked about it, and he thought my Venusaur list was like the other guys, because some other guy made day 2 with Venusaur also. And he thought that my list was like that guy, Max Elixir's only 1 Guzma. I played 2 Guzma and a Lysander, bro.
Yeah.
I played 20 supporters. I was there.
You fuck,
I'm
I
kidding,
got
man. I'm not
him.
listening
Oh,
to
man.
Yeah, like
Hilarious.
go Kingdra, bro. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. You're
Right.
dead.
I'm dead.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
So like that's Madison, and like unfortunately I had 2 games of immediate bad luck in day 2, and like I dropped to I think I got top 16 at that event, I want to say, but like I had like Xander made top 4, and I think he should have won the event too, but you know, here we are.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
It's a whole new
Is that
format
that-
now. It's a whole new format.
Is that okay? I want to bring up something when
Uh-oh,
you do get
drama,
that far,
Pokey drama.
right? No. This has nothing to do with Poké Drama, but it's more like because we just had Emery Taylor on, and he talked to us about just being happy that he was there, and I get it because like I felt the same way when I was in Portland. Like when I got to top 8, I was like, oh, I'm happy I'm here, and then I won top 8, and I'm like, oh, like it really didn't dawn on me that like I could win. It was more like I'm just glad I'm here, and then I got to top 4 and I fucking choked, and then like in my head I'm like, cool, like I did it, you know, like I won. Like in my head I won, and then I sat down and took a week off or whatever. In my head I'm like, I'm stupid. I could have won that tournament easily if I had just focused and played correctly. And I shouldn't have been happy that I was there. I should have known that I had the best deck and I could have won that tournament. And like, is that something that happens when people
It's
do
tough.
that? Like,
It's tough.
because like Emery in his head, he's like, oh, I'm glad I was there. But like, we also talked like he had a whole day to try to figure out what Stefan played and how to be like sit there and play that matchup and how he should go about doing it. And he's like, I didn't do that. All I did,
Stefan
I just
did.
hung out.
I know for a fact Stefan
Yeah.
sat down and tested for a full evening after that.
and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, because looking at my past, I'm like, you're gonna regret that. He will regret not doing it, right?
As a player, it's really tough to not get happy. As I can tell you from personal experience, when I got my first trophy it was far too late, unfortunately. Like my first like regionals trophy was top 4 at St. Louis when I played Volcanion. I knew the matchup was bad, and I didn't even try to like do anything about it. I lost in 10 minutes.
Like,
I literally like pretty much like, yeah. And then when I top 8 at EUIC, the thought hadn't even crossed my mind that I could win the tournament before that. But when I top 8, like I was on top of the moon, like because international tournaments have been my biggest struggle in the past, and making top 8 is like at an IC is nothing to scoff at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like especially a hard one, it's like EUIC. Like so it was like something that, you know, the moment you start thinking about winning the tournament during the tournament, I think that's when you fuck up.
Yeah, you think?
You can't think about winning the tournament then. You got to think about the game.
Once you're in top 8, you think you should think that way? Because like I
Just
feel
sit
like
down,
that's why
play
I
the guy
fucked
across
up.
the table from you. Just sit down, play the guy across the table from you. Don't change. I don't think changing your attitude helps. You gotta stay in the same zone. Like because you do end up regretting a lot of these things like later. Like there are nights where like I think about like a lot of the regionals top 8s I've lost and like been like fuck dude, I should have won that tournament.
Right.
There's no time I've ever cried playing this game, and it was when I lost in top 8 Memphis to Pram. Because like
Pram fucking putting on the sauce, dude.
Oh, Pram and I have like we go back and forth all the time, but when he hit top 8, he has famously beaten me I think in like 6 of my top 8s. But that matchup was one I think it was Zorok Mir. Game 1 I had like a 2 and like 7 out to win the game with one trade and I missed it. Game 2 I bodied him. Game 3 he played the wrong supporter by accident. And I immediately stopped the game before like shit could get out of like, you know, whack and I get a prize penalty in my favor because I don't want to win that way. Like that's just gonna make me feel worse as a player. But that actually ended up like giving him a chance to win the game because he didn't know I had the exact outs to win in my hand. And then he trades. He had one trade left and he hit double puzzle off the trade to go puzzle enhanced hammer, and then goes the other puzzle out of his hand to go enhanced hammer to get rid of 3 of the 4 energies on my board. So I still have a chance to win the game. I literally need to hit like 1 of 2 cards, and I have like I think it was 9 cards in deck, draw for the turn, 2 trades, and so out of my bottom 4, 2 cards were in there. And as soon as then he had game in hand, and then I just like I remember like he picked up all those cards, I shook my hand, and I just put my head down on the table, and like I literally just started.
Dude.
Like I wasn't like overly crying, it was just like tears.
You just knew, yeah.
Like and like everyone's like, dude, this was like the largest regionals. Like there was over 1,000. It was like 1,080 people. You got like fifth, and I'm just like, I could have won.
Yeah.
Like this is my event. Like I played against Pablo the night before in testing because we stayed together, and I was bodying his Buzzrock because back then people didn't know how to play the Buzzrock versus Zorok matchup correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I knew how to body that matchup, and I already played against Azul and Swiss, so I knew how to body that matchup. So like this I was like that was my regionals. This was my one.
Yeah.
So like
I think it's tough because like especially if it's your first time, like you get in that space of like
you gotta
I can't believe I made it.
Yeah.
But like now seeing it, like if like Kevin ever made top 8, I would tell him like, all right, you made it here, but you can win. Like you can win this.
just focus.
Focus.
I got this.
That's what people like. Yeah, you gotta have homies that'll say that to you. Like
right.
you gotta have people who bring you back down to earth. Like
Yeah.
it's not over yet. You can't be like, I got top 8. Where are we going for dinner later? Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
You gotta be like.
That's kind of where my
Dude,
head
that's
was
what
at.
I was literally saying to Zach. I'm like, you got another round. I was like, you got to keep fucking going.
I don't know. My head was
Yeah,
gone.
no.
I was
You're
gone.
just like
I was just happy.
It's
I'm like,
something
I
you
made
gain
it?
over time as a player.
Right.
It's just like that experience. Like for example, after I lost in top 8 in Berlin, like it wasn't one of those like I fucked up because I was too happy. I was literally just like I was able to bring myself back down to earth very quickly because I knew I had a chance to win the tournament. And
I think better players.
yeah.
Definitely
But I mean,
develop
how many top 8s do you have? You have it up, Zach?
It's
in the modern era, I have like 7. I think.
Seven top 8s. Like when you're in that position and you're like, okay, I've been here before. Okay, I've been here before. All right, this is my time. You know, it's like you kind of does it kind of lose the flair of being in that position. You're like, okay, this is now no longer enough. I'm not happy just to be here. Like
Yes.
you gotta stay hungry.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. Like like now when I make like top 8 at IC was different for me.
Yeah.
But like every time I like just day 2 of regionals, it's not enough for me.
Yeah.
Like every time I like make top 8, like sure this season was a relatively poor season for me, right? Because I didn't top 8 at regionals. But like there's been times where like I'll top 8 at regionals and like I'll lose and I'll be immediately upset at myself and everyone's like just give me a pat on the back being like you did good man, like congratulations, but I'll just be like fuck dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not enough, which sucks because I mean it's you don't want to downplay like how good of a run you had, right? Like you did well getting to that point, But for yourself, you set certain standards, right? So it's like, I know I can do better. I mean,
yeah, I know it sounds cocky, but like one thing I tell myself to like keep my attitude up going into tournaments is, I mean, I've got a 50-50 of winning the tournament every tournament. Yeah. Either I win or I don't, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Either I win or I don't.
I don't know if those are exact odds, but yeah, sure. Sure. I'll go.
I like it. Unless you check your deck 30 seconds from.
Yikes, dude. But that's the confidence you got to have going into a tournament. Like, I mean, different strokes for different folks, right? Like everyone's got like different players have different goals coming in. Like I know some players, their entire goal is to just make a day 2,
right?
Just get that Worlds invite.
Yeah.
And like I don't fault you for just like being happy with like a top 32 and like moving on, getting that Worlds invite. And I know people like shit on like Worlds invites are easier some years than others. Whatever, dude. Who cares? Like you got your Worlds invite. Like this year, based on what Pokemon said is necessary to qualify for Worlds, you did it.
Yeah.
You earned that invite. You deserve to be there, no matter what.
Well, it's fucking hard this year.
Yeah, this was one of the harder years. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, you gotta like have your own goals set for yourself and be realistic about them. Like you can't be like a first player going to your first regional and be like, I want to win this regionals. Like that's unrealistic in my opinion.
I feel like next year my whole goal is like I need a day 2 like every regional. Like I feel like I can do that, and like that I think is realistic.
Yeah, day 2 is where the real challenge starts.
Right.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Does it become a whole new tournament? You know, like you once.
I absolutely think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Day 2 is like, day 1 is usually when I'm like, kind of like treading the waters and I'm a little more afraid and playing a little bit scared. But as soon as I hit day 2, my confidence is up the roof. Like I'm playing lights out. Season, I have 4 top 8s. My conversion rate, I played 7 regionals that year. I could have made. That was my year where I said. I didn't go for 16, but I should have, in my opinion.
Right.
I went to 7 regionals that year, and I top 8'd 4 of them, and I top 16 2 of them.
Yeah, it's.
I bombed 1. That's because I played Greninja. That's on me.
Hey, you played Fire Greninja just recently.
Yeah. The Greninja one was like I started 0-2-1, and I was like, I fucking hate life. And then I got to 5-2-1, and then I played against Volcanion. Win game 1, games 2 and 3, he donked me.
God, that's such a good matchup too.
Yeah.
If you don't lose to yourself. I miss that shit. I miss that old format. Fucking Greninja and Volcanion.
I don't know. I feel like every player has that like tournament where they realize like, all right, I can do this. You know, like if you're actually working towards it, if you're actually trying and you're working hard, and then you have that tournament, you're like, all right, I got this. Like me at NAIC. All right, did I test the deck that I played? No. Did I? Did Russell of Fire send me a deck and I just played it? Yes. But I get into round 1, I play the deck, and I realize this can win. I can win. And like I win, and then I win, and I win, and I get to round 4, and like the only reason I swear to God, the only reason I did not win round 4 is because I didn't have 110 HP against John Ing. Sure. Like he just didn't have enough energies to kill me.
I vaguely remember sending you with some cards, and specifically the 110 HP Chansey. I'm like, you want these? You should probably take them. You're like, nah, I don't need that shit.
I don't remember that.
I don't need that shit.
That. But like that tournament and like my winning in, I literally started Lele versus Pikarom twice, and like. Yeah, you have 3 prizes. But like, I felt like that tournament, like in my head, I'm like, I ran, like, I played the type of players that you would play at a regional, like your Pokédad, your good player, and I'm like, I was very confident throughout the whole thing, and I'm like, my next season, my day 1 should be just like that. I should be competing for day 2 every tournament. It should not be a problem. That's like. What I got from NAIC, which I think
some tournaments just gonna like chalk up and be like shit happened.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like Madison last year, we all played Baby Buzz. I think like the top all the top 16 like without like we had 2 groups at the time, and like both groups like came up independently with like the same Baby Buzzwole deck within like 2 cards of each other. It's one where Igor won, Zandy got top 8, Joey, like it was like 4 of us were in top 8 kind of thing. It was crazy. Like everyone made day 2. I went like 2-3 drop. Because I hit 2 Booloos, and I just like sat there, and everyone's watching me, and the guy drops a Fury Belt on the board, and I just looked at everyone, and I was like, I'll be at the bar.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens, dude.
Like I literally just couldn't do anything. Like
when it's your turn, it's your turn.
And I was just like laughing about it. Like against Pedro, when I priced triple greens, I knew I priced triple greens, and so I was always like laughing about it. I was like, yeah, I priced triple greens, dude. There's nothing I could do.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. Like there's sometimes, yeah, it's random card game. Like what are you gonna do? You make the deck as consistent as you can, and sometimes they don't fall in your favor.
You gotta see where it takes.
Yep. Hey, well, that's all good. That's all good.
All right. Well, I think we took enough.
Yeah. We want to thank you again for being on the show.
If you have any shout outs.
Hey, wait, I don't get to pick 3 people who are going to win Worlds.
Hey,
We're
now.
Right.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I want my chum poster, bro.
Maybe.
You're giving up the secrets.
Yeah. All right, we'll just do that now. We'll do that now,
Right.
then we can have your shout.
All right. Just like we said, you can win this fantastic Chun-Li going to be signed portrait.
We're gonna take it to Worlds, right?
Yeah, that's my dad, dude.
We have to take it to Worlds.
That's my dad. And there's a rumor that Chun-Li might be at Worlds, so we could have him sign it there in person.
Ooh.
For me?
Probably not.
All right,
If you win.
Jesper, I say this every time, but Jesper messages me almost once a week. He's like, "Hey, dude, what did other people pick?" I'm like, "Dude, I can't tell you."
Just watch the podcast.
Yeah, why don't you watch it? He's like, "Dude, I have to win." I'm like, "Dude, you might have to fight someone."
I'll throw it out with Jesper, dude. No worries.
That's child abuse.
Yeah, he's a fucking kid. No, he could be charged as an adult in the States, so you're good.
Yeah.
You get him.
Yeah.
Get his ass.
No, just give him some alcohol. Give him some alcohol because he drinks back home. Just like
drunk minor.
Drunk minor, drunk in public, drunk and disorderly, and a minor, drunk tank. Send him off.
Get him in there.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Who are my
Your three top contenders to win the Worlds this year.
Oh, I'm never gonna pick a day one guy, even though I love a lot of people. Like it's just incorrect to pick someone day one. Yeah. I'm gonna take myself number one.
Raul.
Like absolutely.
Ooh.
I'm cooking. I'm calling me Walter White, dude.
Walter.
We're gonna have some pure shit.
Yes.
Auto test. What? You're playing?
I'm gonna be playing games, dude. Last year before Worlds, I'm gonna let you guys in a little secret. I played over 5,000 games of Zora Control.
Oh.
I did not play Zora Control for Worlds.
Smart.
I could not beat.
But it won Worlds.
No, Zora Garb did.
Or Zora Garb, that's right. Yeah. But
like the key is, but like I knew every matchup and every deck in and out, and so I'm gonna do what I did last year and get back to that, and that's what a lot of players don't do. So I have confidence in myself that I will be able to put aside what I need to and just grind games when I have to.
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give number 2 to. I'm gonna give it to Fabian Pujol.
Okay.
Fabian's been kind of on playing a little bit less this year, but every tournament Fabian goes to, he pops the fuck off.
All right.
He plays incredibly consistent decks. He's a really close friend of mine, and like he does well. He knows what he's doing, except for the fact that he played shit in Berlin. But that's whatever.
It seems like you've you. So we had you on the show. We weren't able to post it.
No, you don't know.
Some other random reason. I'm not sure why, but it seems like you've done your research this time.
Yeah, I changed it up. People suck.
Okay. Number three.
Number 3, we're gonna go with Jose.
Jose Marrero.
Just because I know that Jose's already grinding, and yes, he has off the wall ideas a lot, but this season, he's one of the best players in the game, in my opinion. And this season, I've seen him work harder than any other season ever. Because I think a lot of it was primarily fueled by the fact that he got 17th last year.
And he's like,
for top 16.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I know he feels the burn this year, and like for him, this has been one of his best seasons by far. And he knows what he's doing. And like, yeah, he doesn't have like a core group he works with. It's usually just him on an island.
Yeah.
But like me and him test a lot. We test a lot together. But you never see us playing the same shit because our play styles are so incredibly different.
Yeah.
But like I know what he's playing every event, and he knows what I'm playing every event.
That's
like spoken like brotherhood.
That's your team captain, bro.
That's my captain, bro.
That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
Bro, he's Tom Brady. I'm Edelman, dude.
No, you're Gronk.
No.
You're Gronk. You're Gronk. You're not Edelman.
Probably
Edelman's not Hall of Fame. You're not Hall of Fame. You're Gronk.
No, dude, Randy Moss. Back in the day.
No, yeah.
That's like the best season ever.
Yeah. No, but don't pick
But,
Randy Moss because they lost in the championships. So
He'll be fine with the second at Worlds, right?
no.
Dude, he take it. Yeah, but I think Jose is like, he's really good and he's really consistent. And like Jose is one of those players that constantly struggles with an attitude during a tournament too. Like he'll message me and be like, I'm getting fucked like during a regional, I'm not there. And I'll literally message him back, be like, shut up, don't talk to me about anything else. You're gonna win this tournament. If you're gonna message me about matchups.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you
like,
go.
I keep him in check and I make sure he's there, and he'll be like, "Thanks, bro," and I'll be like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up, buy me dinner."
Eye on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the
Hey,
prize.
we gotta get steak dinner in DC for
Well,
sure.
let's go to Fogo, dude. That's where we're gonna go.
All right,
Let's do
wherever
it.
you.
100%.
That's your
Steakhouse,
that's your
baby.
hometown. So we'll
Unlimited meat on sticks.
Yep.
I
I'm down.
like it.
Well,
All
thanks
right.
again for being
You
on the
do
show.
your-
We really
You
appreciate
do your
it.
shout outs.
Yeah. Do your fucking
I will
shout
now
outs.
do my shout outs.
I guess.
Shout out to you guys for having me on here. I appreciate it a ton. This is a fun podcast.
The #1 podcast.
Number one podcast. Sorry, number one fun podcast. Shout out to ARG for being some of the best sponsors. For laissez-faire, give me fat stacks. Argent Saga is actually really fun. I am not very good at it, so yeah. But Pram is like actually really good at it. So
Did he get like top 16 or something?
yeah, he got like top 8 at the Invitational,
Yeah,
like
I
5
see
games or
that.
something. It's ridiculous. Like the game is actually really cool because they take all the good concepts from like Hearthstone, Magic, and like Kaijudo, I think. So like try all that, and it's a good game. Other than that, the Evolution's sick dice, and shout out to everybody coming to Worlds.
Yeah.
In my hometown, it'll be a fun time. I hope it's a good theme because I'm excited for the last time's theme was kind of okay, but kind of not. Like I really like the Metro in the background, but the Lucha Libre Pikachu was kind of well, what the fuck's going on here?
Well, if anybody that watches this is going to Worlds and you see Rahul at the bar, buy this man a shot.
I can drink.
Yeah, he's all right.
This video is gonna get
If
like
you guys have any
1,000
questions-
views, and you're gonna be fucking dead by alcohol poisoning.
If you guys like have any, I was like joking with I forget who. I think it was Keon. I was like, bro, if I win the goddamn tournament, he's like, are you gonna make a big sappy post? I'm like, no. The only thing I'm gonna post is fucking finally, and it's just gonna be me taking a shot out of the Pikachu
Yeah.
trophy.
Yes.
That'll just be it.
Oh my
Like
god,
the moment I
yes.
win a tournament, the only thing I'm gonna post is fucking
Fucking
finally. That's
finally.
it. That's all you get.
You gotta have like a scene by scene picture of you pouring the fucking alcohol in. Oh my god. Excellent.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, everyone who watches this, Faded Towners, just hit me up if you have any questions about Worlds, hotels, transportation, airports, food, whatever. I'm your guy. If I don't have the answers, my dad probably does.
We'll be hitting you up. We'll be hitting you up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already hit
So, yeah,
him.
feel free.
Bitchin'. All right, well, thanks again for being on the show. But that's all the time we got. So for now, we're going to scoop it up.